think what makes a good teacher would be like if they wouldn't scream at us all the time. Like they don't get our point of view of them like screaming at us. They just think that we're always wrong. So if they can think that sometimes we're right, even though we're not always right, we make a good teacher.
One of my teachers last year, he was my science teacher, and he used to be a scientist, so he loved science. And so whenever I was in his class, he always would talk about something that wasn't really part of the curriculum. And then it would make me excited because I would learn something new that I didn't need to know. It would just be interesting science facts.
My teacher last year was a really good teacher because he was nice and fun, and he would throw stuffed animals at us when we did science. Yeah, he would ask questions, and when you raise your hand, he would pick someone, he'll throw a special stuffed animal, like Winky the cow.
Makes a good teacher is letting you go to the bathroom when you have to, because it's annoying when they don't let you go to the bathroom.
I think a good teacher is a teacher who gets you into whatever they're doing, and they give you stuff, not just telling you facts, not just giving you facts, but letting you figure that out for yourself. My favorite teacher I liked him because he would get you into the questions, and outside of school he'd be a fun teacher, and he'd do contests on everything, and then that'd make the kids want to learn more about it, and then all the kids would come to school the next day knowing a lot more than they did before.
Last year my favorite teacher was history, and for the last 10 years before that, history was my least favorite subject. But because he made his class super exciting and he related a lot of his jokes and a lot of his lessons, he made it coincide with what our culture is and with our generation. So a lot of his jokes actually were funny instead of us just pretending to laugh like we do with all the other teachers. And he also made it things that he would teach us, because history sometimes you think that it doesn't really matter, but then he would tell us why things mattered and why we needed to know this for the future. And also with other teachers, when they teach you why you need to know what they're teaching you, it makes you want to know it a lot more.
He was a really hard teacher. He challenges us a lot, but he also was very energetic, and he always did things that was hard for us, but he knew we could do it. He never did something that we couldn't do. Lessons that were really hard to understand, but we had to take notes and really focus, and he knew that if we didn't focus that we wouldn't learn, and he expected us to learn it, and he didn't give us lots of leeway or extensions or anything if we didn't finish something. So it really challenges us to work harder and learn about deadlines and be very efficient with our time.
A good teacher would be someone who interacts with you and actually likes their job, because you can see if the teacher does not like being there, because they will be all grumpy and hate kids and be the ultimate supreme dictator. So teachers being more of a peer than a supreme dictator.
I really liked my English teacher. She was a really good teacher, and she was always super upbeat, and she seemed like she was excited to teach us, which made me really excited to learn. And we got to do a lot of fun partner stuff, and we did do a lot of writing and reading, but then it was also she had fun stuff for us to do too, so it wasn't all super serious, so it was fun to have a little bit of both.
I think to be a good teacher, you need to relate to your students and not constantly lecture them. So you need to interact with them, but also be very relatable and energetic. So the kids don't fall asleep in the class or get really bored. So if they have a lot of energy and they like what they're doing, or at least they act like they like what they're doing, I think it's easier for the kids to pay attention, and more projects. It helps kids interact more instead of just the teacher lecturing at them.
So I know personally if the teacher, because we had books, we had our own books, and I know if the teacher tells us to read a lesson, some people won't read it. They'll just say it'll take them 10 seconds to read it, and so they really won't read it, and the teacher will think that they read it. So I think it'd be easier if they read it out loud and made it more fun. So